right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to the new comic books coming out this new comic book Wednesday, December 13th, 2023. Again, this is my look ahead at some of the books that have some cool covers, some incentives, some things that are selling at a premium already, etc., and things that just kind of capture my interest and I think are kind of cool and want to share with all of you. Hopefully you're finding this content helpful as well as everything else here on the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's books, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back. All right, so I'm still fighting a little bit of a cold, so my voice might be going in and out as I record this, but we are still going to start off as we normally do with this week's Buzz Books. These are some books that I've been hearing about and people have been looking forward to for some time. And let's see where we're at now that they're finally hitting shelves this week. Starting off with American Psycho. American Psycho #2. I'm not going to show you all of the covers, but this is the cover A. And the reason why this is going to be on people's minds is if they want to continue collecting those business card variants. While the 1 in 10 for the first issue was hot right out of the gate, this one is just an open order B cover, this Paul Allen card here in the middle. There is a 1 in 10. There is a 1 in 25. We can keep an eye on those as well. But as of right now, nothing to report. But those who want to collect this business card set have to go and make sure they grab this B cover and not miss it. I'm not sure if they're going to get back to incentives as they move on, but I'm pretty sure 2 and 3 at the very least are just B cover incentives. And then issue 4, I'm not sure about because I could have sworn I saw that one might have been a 1 in 10 as well. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, issue 2 business card is just technically, an open order variant. So hopefully your shop ordered one, and hopefully you can secure one if you are collecting that business card set. Up next, I did a little article over on comicbookinvest.com doing a little bit of a review and a look ahead because this was supposed to come out last week, but it's actually coming out this week, and that is the Titan release of Guma. This is reprinting the Kickstarter series that came out just, I think it was like last year or a few months ago. Very good series. If you haven't read it, I enjoyed it. I did the Kickstarter. I got all of them. I got all the issues. I didn't get all the covers because there were a lot of covers, and we are getting some of those other covers here as far as the Titan re-release goes. And that's what this is. This is a re-release by Titan. I do not believe there's any new content inside, but this is a way that people who didn't do the Kickstarter can get this pretty cool story and hopefully continue it going forward, because that is the hope that we're going to get a little bit more out of this from Ji-Hyun Lee going forward, because this only kind of scratched the surface, so we get a little bit more coming our way, hopefully. But that said, this is a new cover for the cover A here, while some of the other covers also being released as open order, like variants, not incentives. We do have the Peach Momoko there in the middle. There's the Soso Micah and Ben Oliver as well. There were foil editions in the Kickstarters, etc. A lot of different variants, a lot of artists chipping in and helping this one out when this came out through, like I said, through the Kickstarter. But in addition to these 3 other variants, there is also a blank. There is a version of that Peach Momoko as well. That was the FOC reveal, I believe. And then there's also like a character design cover there as well that I think also might have a foil edition on that one. But these are coming out this week. So, like I said, if you haven't checked this series out, I suggest you give it a try. I like this. I enjoyed reading all 7 issues of it. And like I said, I'm looking forward to more that we hopefully get soon. And if you want to see a little bit more, make sure you go check out the article on comicbookinvest.com, where I give a quick little rundown and a little bit of a quick little interview that I did with the creator. So with that said, let's move on to another series that has been hot as of late. Issue 2 finally coming out for Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Yes, our favorite little psychotic killing bear book now has a issue 2 finally. We'll see if this one gets as much interest as issue 1 did, but here is the cover A. There is also a cover B, as well as a 1 in 25 incentive as well, where this one looks like it might be following a pig or pigs, or I don't know. We'll see. But the 1 in 25 on this one doesn't have a lot of movement, but you might want to keep an eye on it, as one has already sold for double ratio at $50, and there is one listed for $50. And that's really all the options I got for you on that one. All right. oddball release coming out of Vault. This issue of Beyond Real, this new number one, is actually being delivered to shops for free. Yes, free issue. I think it's an interesting tack that they're taking to try to drum up interest in a brand new series by having a free version of the book. And then there are also multiple variants of this book as well that have different price points, going from like $25 to $5 to $10. There's a lot of different versions of this. It's definitely an interesting way to try to drum up some interest. I don't know if it's going to work, but supposedly this issue was delivered for free. Whether your shop's going to charge you nothing is up to, I guess, your LCS, but I believe this cover here is being delivered to shops for free. So we'll see what happens with this. New ideas coming out of publishers every day to try doing some new stuff. This seemed like a bad idea move, but it's not. This is Vault. Now, moving on from this, we do finally have the end of Moon Knight. The last days of Moon Knight, Night's End, whatever you want to call it, the death of Mark Spector occurring here in issue 30 of Moon Knight. And there are a lot of covers to go along with this event before we get the release of the new Moon Knight and the new mantle passing in The Vengeance of Moon Knight, I think coming out in January. But with that said, issue 30, this is the cover A. As I mentioned, there's multiple covers here as well. Some pretty cool ones there. We come digging out of the mud, and then you've got the Black Spectre, and there's a Peach Momoko as well. I kind of like this zombie with the hands pulling Moon Knight down inside. That's pretty cool. There's also a Scotty Young, as well as a Greg Capullo cover and a logo cover, and then there's a Elizabeth Torque 1 in 25. I've been liking these Torque variants lately. I got a couple. I got that one Ghost Rider, and I do like this one, and there's another one coming our way later on in the show that I'll tell you about. But on top of this, these variants in the 1 in 25, there are higher ratio incentives, including Virgin versions of two of these that are both 1 in 100s. That's the Greg Capullo and the logo. For whatever reason, someone might want that. And then there is a 1 in 200 Hidden Gems Bill Sienkiewicz cover, I believe, there on the right. Yes, 1 in 200. Expect big orders. Expect high print runs on this. Maybe some shops will have some of these higher ratios. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that this 1 in 200 cover here has a couple of early pre-sales above that ratio mark. We look best offer on 270, best offer on $200. Okay, so maybe not above ratio, but right there, those are the sales that actually occurred that early November. What's that? November 7th, November 10th. Some of those early pre-sales. But copies listed right now, I found 4 listed for this 1 in 200, and they want everything from $288, $313, $300 up to $500 for this 1 in 200 variant. That's a pretty steep premium. We'll see if they get it, and we'll see if people are that interested in this final issue in the death of Moon Knight. But just wanted to put that out there in case you somehow see this super high ratio at your shop and you want to consider, throwing a few bucks at it. I don't know. It's a bit too high for me. I don't like going that high. Like I said, I like to tap out and cop, like 1 in 50 is like really when I just want to kind of that's about it. But I'm a bigger fan of 1 in 25s. Love 1 in 10s. That said, we do have a 1 in 25 to talk about. This is going to be a spoiler cover because the cover itself is a spoiler out of Marvel. We're getting back to these. It's been a while since they've done one of these, but Star Wars The High Republic Shadows of Starlight number 3 has a spoiler reveal cover, which I'm going to share with you as I found the cover online, and there is a sale of it. So if you don't want to see, skip ahead about a minute. Otherwise, here it is. Cover for issue 3 looks like Buryaga is not dead after all. Speculation on whether our favorite Wookiee Jedi was dead or not. Looks like he's still hanging in there. Early sales, $30, $35 for this 1 in 25. Asking prices, however, around $90 to $100. Pretty steep right now, right out of the gate. This ain't even out yet. So keep this in mind. Let's keep a watch on this to see if they fetch these high prices or if we really are talking about something that's right around ratio or a little bit above. So I think that's more where this belongs, but we'll see. Some of those fishing prices suddenly become the new floor. Depends on what you guys decide to do with your wallets. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do with mine, and that's keep it in my pocket for now because I'm not spending $100 on this. It is pretty cool. Wouldn't mind having it. Might do 25 bucks for it, but not doing 100. That said, reading list. Reading list this week. Yes, I will be reading a few of those books that I've already listed, but on top of that, a couple other books that are going to be in my reading pile, top of the list, top of the thing to get to are Detective. Still digging what Ram V's doing here. I'm also really liking these covers. We got the cross right there. Pretty cool. That's the cover A. There is a solid B and C covers as well. And we're continuing these wanted variants on the 1 in 25s. And then the 1 in 50 is just a black and white version of that cover A. Prices are nothing to speak of right now, ratio or less. So nothing to report there. But keep an eye on these if you're interested, especially if you're collecting all these wanted posters on the 1 in 25s. This time out, we're getting The Question. All right. Another book that I want to check out and read is continuing the Spider-Man Gang War storyline, but specifically for Daredevil. So Daredevil's getting a spin-off one-shot or mini-series, I should say. Don't want to say one-shot because I thought Luke Cage was a one-shot, and it turns out it's a little mini. So this is probably a mini as well. But Gang War Daredevil #1. Here's cover A for you. There's a pretty cool, there's a B cover, and there's a Stormbreaker cover. And then we do have a 1 in 25 and a Virgin 1 in 100 for that B cover there as well. 1 in 25, again, ratio or less. But the 1 in 100, keeping an eye on this one because, Marvel Virgin 1 in 100s are things that they're inconsistent. So we'll say that. They're inconsistent. But with no sales as of yet, people are trying and asking for pretty close to ratio at 125 or double at 225. Those are the two I found right now. I don't know if we're going to see many of these out there. I don't know how many people are going to be ordering 100 copies of this offshoot from Gang War, but there are the prices right now as far as asking goes. This was a new #1, but there are plenty of new #1s even on top of those, and that one coming out this week. Starting off with Spider-Gwen Smash. I don't know why we need a Spider-Gwen Smash series, but we're getting it. David Nakayama doing the cover A. Pretty cool there. There is a Peach Momoko as well as a John Tyler Christopher negative space variant, which is pretty cool. Then there are variants for these as well, including a Virgin 1 in 100 there in the middle. Elizabeth Torque, as I mentioned, again, doing a pretty cool 1 in 25. I kind of dig that one there. And then there's a foil Peach Momoko that's like $8 or $9 or something like that. That's just going to be a foil cover. If you're interested there. I'm not loving that one personally, but hey, if you're into foil, you and Brucifer can go and buy them all up to your heart's desire. Outside of that, prices right now are nothing to speak of above ratio, so no reporting there. In fact, I think you can get like that 1 in 25 for like half ratio. I think Midtown's got it for like $13.50. Thinking about it, it's got it in my cart, but I haven't checked out yet. Because $13.50 ain't bad. Like I said, I kind of like it. I know there's something about the old school kind of newsprint kind of vibe that I'm getting out of these recent Elizabeth Torque variants that I kind of dig. They're almost like flops, like you get that retro kind of vibe with some of these covers. With that said, another new #1 out of Dark Horse. This time we have Masterpiece, written by Brian Michael Bendis, teaming once again with Alex Maleev. Interesting. The creators of Scarlet, we get something new about criminals. So some sort of criminal tale. Kind of interested, kind of curious. This is the cover A. There is a neat Tula Lotte B cover there as well. And Peach Momoko is doing a 1 in 10 incentive on this for Dark Horse. I like 1 in 10s. Interestingly enough, we'll see what this one does. With no pre-sales as of yet that I could find, asking prices are looking for double ratio. So we'll see if this one fetches that. This Peach Momoko cover, which is not bad. I actually kind of like this one better than the Spider-Gwen Smash cover because, I don't know, just the way it's laid out, especially with the trade dress and everything. I like it. But that said, don't know if I want to pay $20 for it. I'm in maybe for like $8 to $10. We'll see. Moving on, another new #1 is Space Usagi, getting another mini series here. Death and Honor, #1 of 3, starting off here with a couple of covers, including a 1 in 10 here as well, which is also kind of cool. Kind of like that 1 in 10. No real exciting sales to report there on that 1 in 10 yet either. It's mostly around $10 to $15, so keep that in mind if you're out there shopping for that one. Up next, Oni is giving us a new series, Invasive, Looks like some sort of horror type series out of column bun. A lot of covers here. Don't know why and when Oni decided to do the hey, let's dynamite it up and go with a ton of covers like we think we're Marvel, but here we go. Cover A. There's also a B cover and a C cover here. Like I said, you see the horror vibes going on in here. Incentive ratios ranging from 1 in 10s to 1 in 20s to 1 in 15s. Some virgin and black and white versions of some of the other covers, including a 1 in 50, which is the black and white version of that 1 in 20. Nothing really to report as far as sales wise go, but I don't know how many shops are going to be ordering these higher ratios. So might be worth keeping an eye on it. Or if you see it in your shop, something to think about. I don't know how many of these are going to be. But with that said, another indie number one to talk about, Blood Run out of Scout. As it's being sold, it's kind of like a Death Race 3000 Twisted Metal type of racing demolition derby, death driving something or other. A, B, C covers here, all pretty cool. Nothing, again, reporting of higher sales out of the gate just yet. So just keep an eye on that. We also have another new image number one to report for this week, The Bloody Dozen, A Tale from the Shrouded College, something about vampires in space. So if you're into that kind of thing, we do have that for you here. With the cover A, there is a B cover, as well as a 1 in 10 and a 1 in 50 incentive variant on that one as well. 1 in 10's right around that ratio mark, but the 1 in 50 is showing a couple of pre-sales for $60 to $90, and then none available right now. So something else to keep an eye on for that one as well. Don't know how many we'll see out there actually on the shelves, but worth noticing and worth tracking for this week to see how this one does. More indies, more indie number ones for you here. We have Charred Remains. Looks like some sort of firefighter story out of Mad Cave. A cover and a B cover here on this one. Just the 1 and the 2. So pick the one that you like best. We're getting another Street Fighter one shot out of Udon this week as well. Kimberly. So Street Fighter Masters Kimberly. There's a cover A. There's a B cover, a sketch cover, as well as a 1 in 5 incentive variant. I like these 1 in 5s because, again, it's easy to qualify type of ratio variant, and they're just a little different. I usually like them. No real sales to report here. It's selling for like $5 to $10 for this 1 in 5. So it's a little above the regular cover price. It's $5 book. So that's what it is. Now, the next segment's going to be kind of long. This is a larger chunk. We have no homage section this week, no connected cover section this week, but we do have a rather large later print section for this week. All right, so buckle in. Let's get through it. First up, Batman, Year 1, Part 2, 405, Frank Miller, facsimile cover. Pretty cool. You don't have this series, easy way for you to get it. Nicer paper, newer paper, paper stock quality, all that stuff, etc. Have at it if you're interested. But you can still find these out there for relatively fair prices. And Year 1 is a classic tale. Also, not really a reprint, but this is the continuing the Batman, the death of the family. But if Robin didn't die storyline, so it's kind of a reprint, but kind of not. Looks like a reprint, slightly tweaked. Robin lives here, facsimile cover. There is also a partial sketch blank cover there. So you got all this crazy trade dress, and you can have an artist of your choosing do something cool in that spot. And if you're that interested, there is also a foil version of this for $8. Again, I'm not really big on these facsimile foils, but if you are, there you go. You got another one that you can go and spend a couple extra bucks on because you want it shiny. We are getting issue 2. I didn't put that in anything. Probably should have put it in the read section to kind of read out. But Batman Gargoyle of Gotham is getting issue 2 this week. I forgot to put it in there, but I do have the second print for issue 1, which is coming out this week as well. Kind of a design cover if you're into that. And if you didn't grab that first issue and you want to read that story now. Sandman also has a second print for issue 1 coming out this week. So this Wesley Dodds Sandman series, if you want to miss that on that, here you go. Here's your shot to get that second print as well. Same thing with Our serial killer bear beneath the trees where nobody sees is getting their second print for number 1 right here. Now, Transformers is delivering us a third printing for issue 1 because, well, I guess people keep buying these. And tied in with Transformers, we are also getting, all right, here we go, Void Rivals. We are getting a 5th printing for number 1. We are getting a 4th printing for number 2. Can you guess? A 3rd printing for number 3. And we didn't quite get there yet for the others, but 2nd print for number 4 is available, as well as, I told you, buckle up. Number 5. We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. Oh, wait. We've got 4. Better make that 5 different covers on that 2nd print for Void Rivals number 5 for the Quintessence. I get it. They have 5 faces, but do we really need to have 5 covers? We really didn't. Just saying. It's a bit overkill. All right. Speaking of overkill, here comes Marvel. Well, not to be outdone. Not to be outdone by all of that. Here comes Marvel, who surprisingly is just giving us a 2nd print for Spider-Boy. Taking that negative space JTC, but adding the webbing. I actually kind of like this, and I like this better than the original. But I don't know if I'm going to go and buy this, but it is, kind of nice. We are also just getting a 2nd print for Predator versus Wolverine number 2. Kind of different little image there. And now we are getting into the incentive stuff. That's right. Marvel can't let a week go by, I guess, without giving us a 2nd print and a 2nd print incentive book. And this week, we're getting a few. Cap Wolf and the Howling Commandos number 1. 2nd printing. All right. 2nd printing 1 in 25 is taking that Gary Frank cover and making a virgin version of it. 1 sale so far. And it's sold for double ratio, $56 plus. None available right now. We'll see what happens. Captain Marvel, volume 10 or whatever volume we're on now, is giving us a 2nd print of that JTC negative space cover, but adding a starry background. Kind of like that Thanos one. Not bad. But on top of that, we are getting a 1 in 25 incentive, which is the David Nakayama cover that was a foil cover, now just non-foil. And it's the 1 in 25 incentive. 1 sale and 1 available. Sold for $50, asking about $57. We'll see what happens. Another 2nd print for Daredevil number 2. And a 1 in 25 incentive for this, which is just a virgin version of a B cover on the original issue 2 for Daredevil's new series. This one, I've seen nothing. No sold, none available. So I don't know how many or if anybody has this one. So keep that in mind too. That's 3. Marvel. Not to be done. 1 more. Superior Spider-Man Returns. This is that one-shot book, not the new Superior Spider-Man series, but this is just the one-shot that they decided to do a 2nd print of here. As well as a 1 in 25 incentive variant, which is, again, a virgin version of a variant cover of that first one-shot book. No copies sold, but there is one out there looking for a healthy $200. $200. I don't know. We'll see what happens with these. Again, there's not many available, not many selling, but they keep coming. Hopefully we'll see an end to these soon because you know my feelings on them. But got to report what there is to report, and that's what's out there. Which takes us to one of my favorite segments.
WTF, Gary? WTF. What the fuck does WTF mean? What the fuck? Oh.
Yes, the WTF section. This is one of my favorites to do because it's just stuff that may not be for me, but I want to call it out anyway. Starting off with a couple of more of those Peach Momoko Nightmare covers. They're not all terrible. I will say that. Cap one's okay. The Silver Surfer one's all right, I guess. I didn't put them in here. But this Blade one, I don't know. I'm looking at Frankenstein or that what's that? Is it Sweetums? Who's that big orange guy who chases Bugs Bunny around? Just it's all shoulders, and I don't know. This doesn't speak Blade to me. Not to be outdone by the Luke Cage cover here, which is just I'm the rest of his face. Where's the other eye? You just don't, we don't need it. We just don't need the other eye. I get it. It's a nightmare. Maybe it's supposed to be deformed, and just, I don't know. I just don't like this. I just don't like it. All right. Not to beat a dead horse. Moving on to something else. These weird Beast World covers for this Titans like kind of event that's going on. Granted, this one's not bad. I mean, it's a little weird having a lion version of Black Adam. I put this in here for perspective on how these could be done. Again, don't hate this. It's not that weird, but this next one, seriously, look at this crazy ass muscle bunny Harley. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. Who asked for that? I don't know, but it's there. So if you want to go buy it, have at it. It's all yours. It's $7, by the way. No, thank you. Now, this next bit, the new Birds of Prey series has had some pretty cool covers. We've covered a lot of them here. We're on issue, what, like 4? Why on earth do we already need a compilation book of the covers? Yes, this is not a new book, new story. Birds of Prey Uncovered is just a book of covers. Not only is it a book of covers, there's multiple covers on this cover book. Starting with David Nakayama's #1. We are getting a B cover and a Virgin, I think it's a Zerdy cover there. All right, pretty cool. Hey, and you better bet there's a foil version of that Nakayama there in the middle, as well as a 1 in 25 incentive and a 1 in 50 Virgin version of that Zerdy. Do we need this? It's a book of covers, people. Covers. Whatever. But pretty cool cover on the book of covers, especially that Virgin 1 in 50. But prices right around that ratio mark. Look, $50, $60, $55 recent sales, asking prices, one at auction, $50 right now, and another one buy it now at $62. So it's right there at that ratio mark. We'll see what happens. All right, DC doing their other weird variant type thing. At least they like label them. Like Marvel is kind of giving up on just giving us that, hey, we're doing a series or a theme month or whatever. DC at least is giving us something to go on, and we are getting Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom because it's coming out this month. So we're getting some Aquaman covers that are marked that way on other books. Here, Action's giving us this Aquaman cover for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, only in cinemas this December. I mean, not bad cover, but you got to be a big Aquaman fan, I guess, to really want to go and hunt these, as well as Black Manta here on Detective Comics. So we're getting Aquaman covers on other series this month. So I figured I'll put them in a little subsection and we'll check them out. I mean, the covers aren't bad. They're not bad. If you're into Aquaman, you could do worse. But speaking of covers, here are some other covers that just kind of jumped out at me. This first one's not the greatest, but it does hit me in the feels because it reminds me of the old days. This is a classic-looking Ron Lim, Galactus Surfer, and Nova cover. Again, you guys have heard. I think if they do a female Herald in the movies in the MCU, it should be Nova. It should be Frankie Ray. But we'll see. Everybody's still buying all those other female surfers and worrying about a gender swap Silver Surfer. I mean, it doesn't matter. I just say go with Nova. It would make more sense, and we could tell the tale of Norn Rod later. That said, I still kind of like this cover because, like I said, it makes me feel like it's the 90s again. Another cover I like is White Widow #2. Kind of dig this negative space kind of thing going here. It's cool, striking image. I like it. There's other covers here as well, but the only other one I'm going to call out here is, actually, I think this is a 1 in 50. I think I marked this wrong. It's not a 1 in 25. I think this is a 1 in 50 Peach Momoko. But prices on this are $50, $65. Asking price is $100 to $150. So we'll see where that one goes. Again, I believe this is a 1 in 50, not a 1 in 25. So keep that in mind. That new Punisher is finally getting an issue 2, and we're getting one of those bullet skull, remains kind of covers. I know people say, hey, they ripped off this idea before. Yeah, so what? So we get another one. I kind of like it. It's pretty cool. Zawa, that crazy ass Zawa book. We're getting a Jenny Frison unlockable virgin variant apparently this week as well. Thought that was kind of fun looking. So you like Jenny Frison? She's still putting out good covers, like this one. Moving on to incentives. So apart from the regular covers, there's only a couple in here. There's a couple of incentives just kind of stuck out to me. For whatever reason, I kind of like this Exorcist kind of looking vibe. It reminds me of the Joker when he was dancing on the steps. But this is Sandman issue 3, the 1 in 25. Not selling for anything, so I'm not even giving you pricing. I just thought this cover was kind of cool. I like the art, of it. And then there's an interesting homage on Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood, number 3, or is it 4? I think we're up to 4. But it's obviously Savage She-Hulk number 1. This is a 1 in 50, and this one's doing okay out of the gate. Oh, it's issue 3. My bad. Issue 3 selling for $70, $75, $65, so above that 1 in 50 ratio, with some asking prices $70 to $140. Once again, see what happens as the week plays out. Moving on, we're going to now do our Cheesecake covers. Cheesecake covers. I know this is a lot of your guys' favorites. I like these too, so nothing wrong with that. We're going to start off first with Hexpaw. Now, this cover does not qualify. I wanted to put this in here because this is the cover A, but the cover B does, and I didn't want to separate them completely and give you a Hexpaw in another segment and then another cover here. So this is the regular cover A, not quite a Cheesecake cover, but cover B is. See what we're talking about here? Dynamite hitting us up with a bunch as well. We're getting Sheena. There's a Perillo, pretty cool cover there. And then you got a Royal B cover, as well as you got to look on the side there for the Arthur's Suidum. But she's there, right there on the bottom corner. Vampirilla also coming out of Dynamite. Got another Perillo on the cover A right there in the middle. Other options here as well on the B, C, and D covers. And I believe both of these also have cosplays, but I'm not putting the cosplay covers in here because they're just pictures. You want to see that, you can go find that elsewhere. Scarlet Couture has some fun covers. We got a nice little booty shot here on this. I think this is the B cover, and I think this retro style mod dress is the cover A, but both pretty cool. And Grim Fairy Tales and Zenoscope is obviously giving us a pile of books to look at, especially for the holidays. We have Grim Fairy Tales 2023 Holiday Pinup Special number 1, Snow Globe, cover A. Then there's other covers here as well with the Candy Cane Reaper and Girl the Snowman in front of the Christmas tree. They're not bad. This is good art. I don't know what the hell's inside of these books, but the covers are pretty cool. And then, all right, the first one's a bit of a stretch with our little demon here with a girl on his lap, but Grim Universe Presents quarterly holiday special. But this B cover, pretty sweet. And then we got another one here with a Christmas tree and some wrap presents. So if you're into those kind of covers, there's a lot of options for you this week. And if you're into the holidays, I'm going to finish up this week's show with a holiday section. These are not just the DC holiday Christmas card covers. We've kind of finished those up. These are all holiday themed covers since we're getting near Christmas and we're getting more of these books, including Sabrina the Teenage Witch holiday special. Here's the cover A and cover B. Not too bad on both. Sonic is giving us a Winter Jam special, cover A. Then there's also a B cover and a 1 in 10 cover, which, I do love the 1 in 10s, but IDW is kind of undercutting us where they're giving us 1 in 25s now, which become the ones that people want. So pretty cool Dr. Eggman here. 1 in 25 Snow Globe head. Selling pretty well for this 1 in 25. We've got early sales $25 to $50, $56. Asking prices $56 to $66 for this 1 in 25. Something to keep an eye on. This could be one of those Sonic ones that hits. You know how Sonic is. Some hit, some don't, some miss, and they're all over the place. This could be a hit. Marvel's doing more of the Ski Chalet covers. This time we're getting Cap on Captain America 4. I think it's the Greg Land. And there is a 1 in 100 virgin version of this if you're that interested. Not selling for anything, but it's out there if you are so inclined to get one. DC is still giving us those Robin and Santa Silent Night covers. So here, homage to Batman and Robin 1. Pretty cool. Green Lantern #6 is giving us this pretty sweet Santa homage to Green Lantern 49, except with the little Christmas decor in his fingers instead of the rings. Kind of like that one, personally. Might get that. And then Silent Night issue 2 is also coming out this week with an A cover. There's a B cover and a 1 in 25 as well. Nothing really to report. The I think it's a Lyrics Lee maybe on the left there. It's not bad, but not great. But it's not bad. But our final book to keep an eye on is another Christmas book that DC is releasing this week. DC's 'Twas the Might Before Christmas. Cover A. There's also a B cover and a 1 in 25 on this one. This 1 in 25 is Sawi. I don't know how to pronounce the artist's name. But Harley, I kind of like it. And I'm not the only one, as there are some early sales here on this 1 in 25. Ranging from, well, just the one, $50. And then the asking price is, well, $60 to $100 for this 1 in 25. I don't know how many Batman Might Before Christmas covers are being ordered to get the 1 in 25. So this is one to keep an eye on for this week, as maybe under ordered, and a lot of people might actually like this cover and the cover art, because like I said, I do, but it might be tough to find for a decent price. With that all said, I got to end this here because, again, I'm losing my voice, still fighting a little bit of a cold. But I'm back, going to try to get as close to the regular schedule as I can. We might have to wait until 2024, though. The holidays, it's getting rough. But thank you for all the support, and thank you for stopping by and checking this out for this week's books. Make sure you come back on Wednesday for the tax show. I'm going to try to do a show for tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be Hidden Gems or Chasing Ghosts yet, but try to do something for Tuesday, and Dollar Bin Digging for Thursday. But we'll have tack on Wednesday. Friday night, we'll have the CBSI Hot 10, as well as the Get Off My Lawn Boys right after. SNS on Saturday. Tales from the Dark Side on Sunday. And then we'll start all over again next week. Side note, I might be taking a little break on the shorts because they're kind of tough to do. Like, finding time. And right now, going to take it easy through the Christmas days. So with that all said, see you all later with some more content. All right.